So hello and welcome to Tony and Nicki V, the live story. It's not really the full live story. We're going to start off in the 1990s when, as Tony and Nicki say, change was about to happen. Why? Because pain was much more prevalent in their lives than pleasure. And at any time when pain is more prevalent than pleasure, change will occur. So let's start off with Nicki. She was back then in the 90s, Nicki Brannon, and as she says here, she might look happy and feminine, but it's amazing how a picture and a pose can hide the truth. The truth is that Nicki ran a huge company. There were 3,000 staff and £70 million turnover. Not only was she the only woman on the board, but as she says, she ran the show. And once it was even said about her that she has more balls than all the men put together. Her role model at the time was Margaret Thatcher, powerful, very successful, results-driven, and certainly didn't take any prisoners, just like Nicki was at the time. Her results came on the bottom line. Along with that came the house, the car, the lifestyle, and the cash. And she was head of a national nightclub business, and her office, actually, if you look at the bottom right of the screen, was under that Hippodrome neon sign, the famous London Hippodrome in Leicester Square. At the time, she had two sayings that really she was known for. One was, "Don't f with me because you'll lose." And the second one was, "I'm successful in everything except relationships." Then, by chance, she says she got a couple of new role models. Instead of someone that forced life like Margaret Thatcher, she found some real givers. And in 1999, she sold a house, a car, gave up her £80,000 a year job and decided to become a coach full-time. She worked endlessly for free, volunteering, travelling the world, helping both Tony Robbins and Brandon Bayes at their seminars, honing her skills, becoming a dedicated and gifted trainer and coach for both of them. As she says, at the time, personal development became her world. Her growth was immense, realising her old life got her things and she was never truly happy. On top of that, there was 2 failed marriages in the past, a 7-year affair, and she was still sleeping alone at night. And she says that if she learned one thing that turned it all around, it was that nothing else was important except living her purpose on the planet. And of course, as with many people, when it all changed was one moment. There was an epiphany moment when she realised that her purpose was to be a fantastic wife and to be a loving mother. And finally, to share freely her gift as a coach. And in time, Nicki was to learn the art of living a truly feminine lifestyle that gave it her all. The husband, the family, and a career, a purpose that fulfilled her, running seminars and inspiring other people. And of course, while all this was happening, 135 miles away in Croydon, South London, a similar story was unfolding. Meet Tony Verinder, or Tony as he's now known, Tony V. And no, that's not the World Cup, although it is a very prestigious award that he's holding, so much so that Richard Branson's team came second and Sainsbury's came third. When he was asked by the judges what he was going to do after winning this and several other awards for his innovative thinking and design, helping people with their tropical fish, Tony replied that after 30 years of helping people with their fish, he wanted to devote the rest of his life to helping people help themselves find the happiness that all humans seek. After inventing a test to find out how happy people's fish were, he decided to start his quest by coming up with a test that people could find out how happy they were. And his first test was on himself, and the result was a real shock. From award-winning aqua test to self-realisation, the happy test revealed that Tony was only 54% happy. And after testing 135 other people from the UK and all around the world, in the USA as well, he found the average was just 55%. And like Nicki in Birmingham, life had delivered all the trappings of success we're led to believe will make us happy. He had the big house, the flash car, and plenty of cash in the bank. Tony sold his big house and his prized Daimler he'd bought brand new. He also gave up his seemingly perfect relationship, although he knew the truth. A score under 69% in his fish world meant the fish were in danger of dying. He was dying metaphorically from the inside and set off to find the 90% plus happy life he knew was possible. Yep, this is Tony. He dumped it all and cashed in his chips. Fearful of change, he knew stepping into uncertainty was the answer. He says he changed everything. He changed his name, he became Tony V, he changed his diet, even his haircut, went to live in a one-bedroom bedsit with his friend instead of living in this big expensive house, and gave up his business and invested it all in his personal development. Of course, with Nicki, there was a big turning point. The turning point for Tony was creating a powerful new vision and purpose for his life. He says it took him a long time and turned into a 70-page document, which he's still got and has lived by ever since. The document is the thing that gave him the strength and power back, which he'd surrendered years before and cost him so much pain as well as a broken marriage. Little did he know where life would lead. Eventually, he was to find the right path, although in the most unexpected place, Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia. Tony also found himself helping out at Tony Robbins seminars, and Tony and Nicki got together after life kept putting them in the same place at the same time. It was almost meant to be. Tony told Nicki about his happy test, which led them to do the test together, and amazingly, they both scored 88%, exactly the same score and a lot higher than Tony was when he originally took the test, 50-odd%. And from then on, of course, magic really did happen. They married just a month later. It seemed the universe had already decided their combined skills were to lead them to help tens of thousands of people find the love they were searching for through their appearance on TV and radio, newspapers, magazines, and at their famous small retreat-like seminars, as well as with one-to-one coaching. And Tony and Nicki wanted to make this video for you just to show you a little bit more about their background, what their life's all about, and really to thank you if you're somebody who's been on their amazing journey and helped them to create the magic that they now share with the Happy House, their events, their coaching, and of course their appearances in the media. So from Tony and Nicki V, this is a big thank you. Thanks for watching, and I'm sure you'll be hearing from them very, very soon.